Today is the 20th anniversary of an event that really did change the world. All of us remember where we were on that fateful day, or evening as it was here in Australia on September 11. My son had just been born in December 2000, and I remember watching the events unfold on the TV that night as it became clear over time that this wasn't just an accident, that this was indeed a terrorist attack on the United States of America and a terrorist attack on freedom and democracy. As that played out, I will remember going up and looking at my young son and as a baby and wondering what this all meant. It was a shock to all of us, and it led, of course, to the response of the democratic world to take action in Afghanistan, and that, of course, has ended now. It also led, of course, to other events. I was in London when one of the events occurred. There were events there in Madrid, and of course Bali, that touched Australia so directly, as did of course the attacks in New York. The attacks in Bali affected a Dulwich Hill sports team and people who live right near here. The Debbie and Abby Borges Centre, named after a mother and daughter victim of those attacks, and all Australians were impacted by this. So today we remember those who lost their lives in the World Trade Center in New York, in the Pentagon in Washington DC, and in that field in Pennsylvania. Their faces do not fade. Neither do the memories of what we saw. We knew in our hearts then that our great friend and ally, the United States, would not be broken. We also knew that the world would never be the same again. Today our thoughts go back to that September day. We think of everyone who started that day like it was any other, going to work, going about their business in that great global city, New York City. Office workers bound for the Twin Towers, firefighters just heading to their station that day. Passengers boarding flights that they thought would end well with them arriving safely at their destination. We honour those who were killed. We honour those who were wounded. We honour those who were never found. We honour those who lost their loved ones that day, including, of course, too many Australians. We honour those who put their lives on the line, whether it be that day rushing towards danger, those scenes that we saw with people fleeing the collapse of the World Trade Centres, but others rushing towards danger in order to protect others. It is a reminder of the incredible work that our police, our emergency service workers and others undertake. But we remember also those who in the 20 years since have lost their lives fighting for freedom and against terrorism. We must always remind ourselves on a day that we remember the worst of humanity, we also applaud and celebrate the finest of humanity, which showed itself in the hours after, but in the many days and years that have since been.